Hello, in this presentation we will enter customer jobs into our bookkeeping problem in Excel, seeing how this same information might be input into accounting software such as QuickBooks. If you would like more information about the QuickBooks Pro, take a look at our comprehensive course in the link below. We're first going to take a quick look at how this information could be used in accounting software, then jump over to Excel and see how it could be put into the Excel software. So here's what we have. We're going to create a job for Jones Guitar. Jones Guitar is a customer, and we're going to create a job for that customer. In essence, we're going to the customer list here, and we would like to have a separate job which is a subcategory of the customer. There could be multiple reasons why we might have this, and it could be fairly sophisticated in the tracking of jobs depending on the use that we are having for that tracking. We're going to use it to show that the Jones Guitars shows how much is due, but we might want to track specific costs to a specific job. For example, if we were doing service on a particular guitar, or if we're doing a kind of project that we want to set up and make sure that we apply all of those costs to a particular project. If we're setting up a certain engagement that we want to set up and want to have all the equipment set up and we want to put on all the maintenance and plan everything for it, we might want to track not just by the customer, but also by that particular job, and be able to track that information and the costs that are accumulating to that particular job. Job costs are often used with service companies. So if we're doing bookkeeping companies and or accounting firms or law firms, often need to apply to specific jobs that they are working on, and they might want to break out by jobs to specific clients. Construction companies often have a similar type of breakout, and the sophistication of how we use these jobs will differ. We're just going to show how to set these up right now. So we have this set up. In essence, we're saying that this is Jones Guitar has this separate job that will be set up for Jones Guitar, and all we're really doing is saying we want a subcategory for Jones and just applying the job number. And when we apply the costs, then we'll apply them, or the bills that we are accumulating for the services we're using, we'll apply them to the job, which will then be a subcategory of the customer. So we'll do the same thing for Sam Guitar, and we're just going to set up that separate job that we can apply costs to, and it's just basically going to be an account number. In Excel, we'll see how we can look at that within Excel. Over here in Excel, we're going to basically look at these jobs, and note that what we're really saying is we're trying to track the accounts receivable. We track the accounts receivable in two ways. One is that we have the general ledger as we track all accounts. That's going to be here, but it is only in order by date of transaction, and typically we want more information when tracking the accounts receivable. We want to know that information in terms of who owes us the money. That's the point of the subsidiary ledger that we have been working out, and it's going to come out to the same number, but it will be by who owes us money. Now we might want to break that down more detail to our particular job. And this is especially useful if we're tracking multiple things to a job. So if we're doing a bookkeeping company, a CPA firm, or a law firm, and we need to track different people's work to a particular job in order to bill that job's time based on the work done, that's more of a job cost system. Construction companies often use a fairly sophisticated job cost system as well. We'll take a bigger look at that later on when we take a look at just a job cost system problem. But in essence, what we're doing, we're going to scroll over to the subsidiary ledger and see how we could set that up. And scrolling over to the subsidiary ledger for the accounts receivable. Here we have the subsidiary. It's going to be broken out. It's the same total down here in the accounts receivable if we add up the total for all the subsidiary accounts. However, it's broken out by customer. What we're doing is we're saying Jones, we have Jones here, and we want to break out a separate job for Jones and track that job separately. And therefore we can take another account here and basically track the job. So this is going to be a subcategory job 3005 that's going to be applied to Jones when we track this information. And within this job, then we can apply certain things that are billed to that job. If it's a service company, we're typically just going to bill the time, possibly of different employees, possibly having different rates to this particular job. So we'll just set this up and we'll track this separately. If we're talking about a construction company, we may have to track different units like direct labor, materials and overhead to particular jobs. And later on, we'll put together a worksheet that gets into the job cost system for a construction or manufacturing type of company. But right now, we're just looking at breaking out what the jobs look like and breaking out the jobs for, in essence, service companies that we want to track separately by job. And we can do the same thing for this Sam the Guitar Man. We're just going to say for that, we're going to break out a separate job. We're going to track some information that will be particular to that exact job.